Have you ever wondered how to make truly adaptable and environment-specific AWS infrastructure deployments? Today we're going to dive into the AWS CDK's context, break down what it is and how you can use it to transform your AWS CDK applications into dynamic, customizable deployments tailored to any environment. Hey, if you're new around here, my name is Ryan. I'm an AWS certified solutions architect and developer, and my goal is to teach you modern serverless system design using AWS. Let's jump in. All right, so what is a CDK context and what can we use it for? In the AWS CDK, context just refers to key value pairs that you can use to customize and influence the behavior of your CDK applications. So you can use it for customizing deployments or fetching environment information, such as something that's different in dev versus in prod. And you can optimize your resource configuration using smaller instances in your development environments or larger instances in your production ones. So let's hop into the code and see what it's all about. Okay, so I have a few repositories here. We're just going to use this simple one that all it does is deploy an S3 bucket, and I will link this down in the description so you can find it. The first thing we'll do is we'll jump into cdk.json, and if you scroll down here to the bottom, you see this context object. These are just some key value pairs that are set by the CDK on the initial init of your project. But if we go down here to the bottom, we're just going to create a key value pair here, and we're going to see how we can access it in the code. So we'll just do some key, some value. Next, we'll go ahead and open up the stack construct that we have here. And here we have our S3 bucket that's being created. All right, so what we can do here is I'm going to show you how to retrieve these values during your synthesis. So all we'll do is const context value equals this dot node dot try get context, and then we can just plug in the name of our context variable of some key. Next, we will just console.log this value here, and we have some key context variable is equal to the context value. So now we can cd into this directory and we can cdk synth. All that's going to do is spit out the CloudFormation YAML file, but we can see here at the top, some key context variable is equal to some value. So it's picking up this key value pair that we declared in the CDK JSON. So next we'll go back into the stack here, and we're going to do a couple of things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set one of these either dev or prod in the CLI, and then using that value that we set, we're going to dynamically pull whatever object it corresponds to from the context. So let's do that now. So const env context, and we're just going to reference the value env. Next, we're just going to console.log the CLI set context value. Based on whatever the value is we set on the CLI, we're going to take that value here and we're going to try to get the context that matches the correct object inside of context. And then we'll just go ahead and log that here. So now we will CDK synth dash context, and then we will set env equal to dev. And if we scroll up here to the top, we can see that we set dev as the environment, and then we get the dynamic environment that's pulled that corresponds to this object here. And we can do this again, except with prod, and we can see here it pulls the object that corresponds to the prod key. So you can see how this is pretty powerful for creating dynamic environments and then using those variables throughout your CDK code at synthesis and deploy time. All right, so we see how this works in theory, but let's actually try this in practice. As you know, S3 bucket names have to be globally unique. So what we'll do now is we'll just go ahead and plug in our new environment. So since env is equal to this object, we can just reference env.env, and this should correspond to either development or production. All right, and we'll go even one step further here. So we'll open up the actual app creation. Here, we're actually going to reference the same thing. So we'll do stack env is equal to app.node try get context of whatever the env that we set is. We can take env object try get context of the stack env. And then here, where we name our stack, we're going to call this CDK deploy S3 stack dash, and this is going to be set to env object.env. If you guys are getting value from this, please don't forget to like the video, and please let me know down in the comments if there's any other videos that you want to see me make. Okay, so we can CDK deploy dash context. We'll set the context env to dev, and we will use profile cloudmancer. If you've never used profiles before, you can check out this video that I did on how to manage multiple profiles using the AWS CDK and the AWS CLI. All right, so let's deploy that. We can see here that it's picking up the correct context environment. And if we scroll down here to the CloudFormation stack, we can see that it's actually picking up the development environment. All right, let's repeat the process for production now. And we can see that our CloudFormation stack did pick up production as well. Great, let's check that out. All right, so now we have our production CloudFormation stack. We can go over here to our S3 buckets again, and we can see that we've now created two different S3 buckets that correspond to both of those CloudFormation stacks. So I hope that you can see the value of this here, because you change a single value in the command line and you deploy the exact same CDK code and you end up with two different environment-specific CDK stacks. You could extrapolate this to be different code code pipelines, different CloudFront distributions, to entire serverless architectures with API gateways, Lambdas, and DynamoDB tables. It's truly limitless what you can do with context. All right, so we'll go ahead and destroy. We're going to do the exact same command that we did before, except we're going to switch out deploy for destroy. Hit yes. It will pick up the correct env that we want to destroy, which is our production stack. And we'll do the same thing for dev. All right, we can see both of our CloudFormation stacks were destroyed and both of our S3 buckets are gone as well. That about wraps up the video today. Hopefully you found some value in this. If you like the video, please don't forget to like it, and please let me know down in the comments if there's any other videos that you want to see me make. Thanks for watching.